Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here with me and Misty. Today, we are coming to you live to debrief chapter 21, which is titled You Are Only 17 Seconds Away from 68 Seconds to Fulfillment. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Just the title itself got me confused, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So I can tell you that this chapter, even though it's short, I have yet to hone in a little bit more, and I think it might be because we're getting closer to the end of the chapters. There's probably less repetition and more new meat, because I'm just
Mm-hmm.
kind of feeling like, whoa, the chapter's not clicking. But I can share how it says here, you know, um, with only a few seconds, which I'm assuming is the 17-second part, with only a few seconds of focusing your attention on a subject, you activate the vibration of that subject within you, and immediately the law of attraction begins to respond to that activation. Now, that just goes to show, in terms of, reading what they say of how fast we truly can attract things and how strong our words and our feelings truly are, right? It says right there, with only a few seconds of a focused attention on a subject, you can activate the vibration of that subject within you, and immediately the law of attraction begins to respond. So this is powerful for those that really believe that something higher, something bigger out there, is out there. This is how, in a sense, how you can prove it to yourself, how you can practice so that you can grow that belief if you don't have it, right? Like, this just is so powerful, what it's offering, in terms of, in a matter of seconds, in a matter of seconds, you're able to change the course of your whole life. That's why they say you're one person away, one idea, or one thing away from the rest of your life, being different, or you becoming a millionaire, or you fulfilling your goal, right? Now, the other thing that for me really stood out was basically, um, it says that once you deliberately choose a thought and consciously feel the improvement in the way you feel, you have successfully utilized your own guidance system. So I'm going to stop right there. It still has more. But the choice of language that they used here is very important, right? Once you deliberately choose, because we always have a choice. You never have to feel like there is no choice. You have salt, pepper, paprika, jalapenos, whatever, papeños. I need some rhyming words. Somebody send them my way. And so basically it says, once you deliberately choose a thought and consciously feel the improvement of the way you feel. Why is that important? Because in if you're going down the most highest version of yourself, if you're walking down that path and that journey, when you choose a thought that is maybe different than stress or anxiety or fear or lack, and you decide to deliberately choose to feel something different, you know you're going to improve the way you feel. And when you improve the way you feel, you have successfully utilized your own guidance system, meaning you're using the emotion of, like, I'm feeling a little bit out of track, I'm feeling a little bit stressed, tapping into it and saying, okay, where is this coming from? Because if it's coming from, procrastinating work, then we know the solution. Get to the action part, right? You have now used your guidance system. It is now going to take you to the right road, right? So then it says, and you can now be on your way to freedom that you desire and deserve, right? Now you're on that road. It's it's the, it's the uncomfortable moment of making the decision that's the hardest. If you know that your goal is to have a beautiful physique, whatever beautiful physique is to you, you know, I know it's general, but if that's your goal and you want to go run, but you're so conflicted because you're tired and you're feeling lethargic and just, you know, you want to rest, well, you have that choice to say, okay, do I want to rest because I'm being lazy in terms of not wanting to go and allowing my own like negative habits to keep me here, or am I truly body stress? Am I truly depleted from energy? And when you realize the difference, you get to choose, right? Okay, well, I realize that in reality it's just me being lazy. Great. Now let's find a solution. Where's your goal at? Where's that beautiful physique at? Is that beautiful physique worth you getting up, making that uncomfortable decision to get up from the bed because damn, she looked good? Or is it not? And let me tell you something. If it's not worth it, you're gonna continue to feel the feeling you were just feeling, which is the resistance, which is the I shouldn't. Oh man, if I don't go, I'm a fucking loser. But I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And you're back in square one. Now, the ending of this says, for there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. That is what I got for you guys, because that is one of the things that stood out to me the most. Especially having my own experiences with applying what we're learning here. Yo, 111. What is that? What's up with this? What is up with this? I just told you I saw 9.5.
I'm loving it. Yep, I'm loving the numbers.
Come on, girl. Come on. So what you got for us,
All the
love?
signs you need. All the signs you need. So kind of just to, add a little bit to what you said, but you nailed it as far as what the chapter really states it for itself. There, you are only 17 seconds away from 68 seconds to fulfillment. So for me, that really brought in the how our habits, as far as just really starting to get focused on what we're thinking about, and really just putting attention to certain things, and how just putting focus for a certain amount of time, you know what I mean, that energy that we're putting into it, it starts to build a momentum in a sense. And then like the more you hone in on that energy, you sustain that energy, after a while it becomes easier and easier and easier until it becomes an actual like habit. So it's really, to me, it seems more like a habit building activity, to kind of like just start to just start with like 17 seconds, and then from there just start to build up on whatever it is that you are starting to focus on. And from there you will really start to attract things on a high magnetic vibration or frequency. I don't even know what the word is right now. um Ember, any second, whenever you need to come in and help me, save me.
For everybody, look, let me tell you guys something. For everybody that's listening, for me, it is 10 p.m. It is 1 a.m. for Misty. I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. If you guys do not know what dedication is, this is it. Okay, she is dedicated to getting this done. She has been waiting all day. It is 1 a.m. You have more than every single okay in the world, love, to just have a little brain poof. Okay?
Yes,
It's
there
okay.
will be a poop. But I know that, there's other people out here that I will get to read their goodies, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely take a lot of that in, because there is definitely a lot. And I feel like definitely everyone is going to have a different way of interpreting what this is saying. So I feel like as a collective, this is just going to be beneficial on so many levels.
Mm.
Something else that stood out to me too is, I feel like kind of what this chapter was saying is that once you have a certain, it's kind of like when you know something, it's like no turning back, like it becomes very powerful. So knowing how powerful our thoughts are, in a sense, can start to become very scary. So this chapter just kind of
Mm.
accentuates, as far as like, because sometimes we do have like crazy, stupid, random, like ass thoughts. So it's kind of like, oh shit, am I gonna attract, that crazy accident that I just thought about? Like what the
Dude,
fuck? And it's kind of like saying, you know what I mean? Like, no, you just because you thought of that real quick, don't let that shit like,
get to you.
make you think, yeah,
Girl,
right away.
I am having this. I know this is like in the middle of debrief. If y'all know, and y'all gonna know. But girl, I know you can tell my face. You're probably like, no, Amber, let's not do this right here. But girl, I can. I raised my hand. Let
Let
me
it
tell you
out.
something. Look, I didn't understand that. Remember that I read it earlier and that I was even highlighting it, and I was like, I ain't afraid because, girl, you just said it in a whole nother angle, girl, and you are so freaking absolutely correct in terms of when people leave us their comments. You know, we are going to see things from so many different perceptions, girl, because I did not understand that passage. Do you see what I'm saying? I did not
Hmm.
understand that passage. To me, I thought like, oh, well, once you are able to see you're able to analyze yourself and understand yourself a little bit, your emotions, you're gonna be afraid because of how, I don't know, maybe how powerful you can be. You know what I'm saying? Like my mind went towards a whole nother angle. But when as you're explaining this, I'm like, oh my god, that is how the fear does enter. Because you're right. Sometimes we do have these very like animalistic, very or like origin style of thoughts, right? At least for myself. But girl, the way that you posed it, I'm just like, oh, that makes sense. That
Hmm.
makes sense. Because if it's only a matter of seconds, positive or negative, good or bad, the law of attraction starts to work. I just thought some crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, is the plane gonna go down now? Because I thought that fucking shit was crashing. Girl, I didn't think of it like that. And I just thank you. Thank you. So yes.
You're welcome. And actually, just going back to like our conversation before we even started this was kind of like where I was going with that fear conversation that I was telling you about. Cause it's like sometimes, and this was just from my own personal experience, like when we were reading this, that's what came to mind. It's like sometimes, you'll think something and then you're like, oh shit, like I just thought this and what the fuck, and then you're like kind of amplifying because you just like thought it and now you're like focused on it because you're like how powerful your thoughts can be, so you're just like feeding it more, you're like boom, like you just gave it a little dynamite. And then it's like, okay,
Mm.
no, like okay, let's simmer down and not go there. So you have the power now to just not entertain these things, and just remember that whatever you focus on you will definitely bring about. So definitely the dominant thoughts that you have, that's what you will start to experience and manifest as a whole. So, and like you mentioned at the end of the chapter as well, there's nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. So I just love how powerful we are. And ooh, I'm super excited with all this amazingness and all this unlocking that we are definitely getting through this material. So I'm just really excited to hear what other people have to say about this as well. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us.
Thank
That's all
you.
I got. Yes, thank you
Thank you.
so, so much. So, yeah, leave us your comments, leave us what you got, your goodies, anything that you want to share. We are definitely open. We would love, love, love to hear everything that you have to tell us about anything that you want about this chapter. Because this is definitely that type of community where we are welcoming all thoughts and walks in. So let's do it. Let's stay together and keep moving forward.
Yes, thank you so much, Misty. Thank you. I hope everybody enjoyed this debrief, our silliness, because we are some silly ladies. And we will see you guys here for the next chapter.